Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show. We are best friends who keep our finger on the pulse of the culture. I'm Scottie Beam.
And I'm Sylvia Obell. And on this show, we talk about it all, from our favorite actors to our favorite affirmations.
From black joy to black drama.
And just a sprinkle of Caucasian chaos every now and again.
Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show, where we speak our minds like it's our full-time job and have too much fun doing it. I am Scottie Beam. You know, I always think that I have something for this last line, but I don't. So I'm just here, y'all. I'm here. That's it.
And
Throw them leftovers away. That's it.
And I'm Sylvia Obell, and I am proud of my friend Scottie Beam for throwing down at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I want y'all to know that baby made a turkey, some mac and cheese, greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes.
I did. I cooked. I really cooked. I was in and I was stressed. I don't know how y'all cooking bitches do it. And truly.
But hey, friend. How was the rest of your Thanksgiving week, though? Besides throwing down and cooking a scrumptious meal, did you get rest? Did you enjoy just
I
being
did
still?
get rest, and I was still, and I was relaxed. I was happy. I got to spend time with some loved ones that I absolutely appreciate and love. So I had a good time. It was a good time. How about you? How was your week? How was your Thanksgiving? You didn't even cook.
I did not. It was part of the pull up with an empty plate ministry. I am still queen of the drinks committee. I will bring a nice bottle of liquor to thank you for your labor. Mm-hmm. That's what I did this year. Shout out to Kelly Carter and her husband Marino.
Still waiting for a plate, Kelly.
My mom and sister came to Los Angeles to give me a travel break, but also because they love coming here when they can and having a warm Thanksgiving. So
they need to just move.
Oh, yeah.
No. Them.
I mean, them. No, yeah, I hear you. I mean, my sister's kind of busy shooting the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. They are having
shout out to Jalen for pulling it out in the overtime with his fine ass. I swear. He makes it so easy to watch Eagles games. Oh, he makes it fine. Oh, he fine. He just, how you that fine and that talented? It's crazy. I really went crazy with that one. Yeah, they're 10-1. 10-1.
I love that you know the stats. Here's the thing.
Sylvia's
Gab, write this down. Yep. Gab, write this down. I will have a game in mind for her in sports. And I can't wait for us to test Sylvia about how much she knows about sports. Write that down.
I am screaming. That's it. That's the one.
That's it. That's the one because she's a sports reporter now.
You know,
okay?
I have interviewed a few athletes.
Records.
I've interviewed a few athletes in my day. A little Venus and Serena. You know.
I hate you.
But yes, the Eagles are 10-1. And they beat the Buffalo Bills last night in overtime.
Yes, it was a good game.
It was a good game. In the rain. It was in the rain.
In the rain.
My sister and mom literally had to fly back Saturday night to make it in time so my sister could make it to the game. She had like 3 hours of sleep and then was out there in the rain shooting. I said, that's right, baby. Hold it down. Right. But no, I think they would absolutely move to LA if I ended up staying here, like long term. My mom loves LA. She does. Which I think was surprising to us all. I think we were all surprised that we like Los Angeles. Growing up, my sister was the only one who said, I remember she was the one who was like, I think I want to live in California. And I was like, why would you want to do that? And then here I am. Doing it.
Doing it.
Oh, and every year, my Thanksgiving task is to hook my mom and sister onto shows that I think that they would like that they would not know to watch. And so I take the job very seriously. And this year, the show that I've successfully hooked them on is The Gilded Age. It's on HBO Max.
I'm going to
I have successfully hooked them on The Gilded Age. Because my mom loves a period piece. And they both love Downton Abbey. And so it's from the creators of Downton Abbey, and it has our girl and they love The Good Fight, Christine.
Yes.
So it's a good cast. The white people be whiting. And then there's like the black Brooklyn elite. And I kind of like that it shows that there were black people doing well for themselves in Brooklyn like 20 years after slavery was over. So I successfully got them hooked on that. I think you might enjoy the white drama. I'm worried that it might be too white for you. Like, I don't know if it's black enough.
I
Because
don't
there's not,
know.
the black people are like a,
Well,
you know.
I watched Peaky Blinders. Well, used to
Oh,
when Peaky
yeah.
Blinders was a thing. There's not an ounce of black in there, but
But
them
there's
niggas is ghetto.
violence. Yeah.
It's
There's
violence and niggas is ghetto in there. So yeah, I do enjoy a little ghetto,
You
and
look
that's not
at.
exclusive to just black people. White people would be
No.
fucking ghetto all day.
All
So
day. All the
if
time.
there's a little ghetto in there, I might be
That
good.
it's not.
Okay.
I was
Wait,
waiting.
but
I
hold
said,
on, because I saw that you tweeted you watching Black Cake.
Yo, we are watching Black Cake, and I can't take credit for that because it was my mom and us, both of our friends. I seen your tweet about it, and I said to
Mm-hmm.
myself, "What's Black Cake?" I've not been on the road that crazy that I don't even know that there's a black show that's out. I thought, swear to God, I thought it
I
was a
had no
cooking
idea.
baking competition where black people was baking. When you put that tweet out, I thought, oh, it's like a
No, it's
competition show.
Black Cake is a Caribbean cake. Usually
I
people have it during weddings. My
had
mom
no
had it
clue.
on her wedding. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's like rum cake. That's all
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
they
It's black.
explained it on the show, but at first I really
Yeah.
was like, oh. But then my mom was like, my friends have been talking about, she keeps like getting texts in her group chat talking about something. They keep talking about Black Cake. And I'm like, maybe we should watch it. It's both of our friend groups seem to be really into this show. Watching that show with
Girl.
your mama is crazy. Because let me tell you, I was looking at Liz like, you got something
You
to
got
say?
something to say,
You
right?
need something you gotta get off your chest because now's the time.
For real,
Don't play with me with no
leave this
damn
earth
USB and
with
all
a
these
damn
damn
US
stories that I can't do
a
no
damn
follow up
video.
questions on.
So, but yeah, it's a great show. It popped up on me. I was sitting in my living room with some friends, and we were trying to listen to the Andre 3000 album.
Oh, the
We
flute.
smoked weed, yeah, and we was like, let's just sit here and see if it moves
If it
us.
hits.
If it hits, our high asses was like, this. I need to. So we were trying to talk and listen to the album at the same time. It just wasn't working. So I said, I'll just listen to it when I need to sleep. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's a lot of wind in there, a lot of blowing.
It's a wind instrument, so
A bitch thought I left my window open for a few times because I was so high. So I'm looking at my window like, what the fuck is that? It's just no instrument, just wind, just wind blowing. But some congratulations, Andre 3000. All that to say because
he gonna get some crazy
niggas,
streams off that sleep.
he
sleep
did.
music. Yeah,
He did. He is getting some, and
Oh,
he's
okay.
like, yeah, he's charting. Like it's up there. That boy. You know what I'm saying? And let this be a lesson
to men.
that try do something different.
Oh.
Maybe rapping isn't working. Wait, to men. To men.
to stop talking.
Right. Well, can we get to news topics so that we can talk about niggas never opening their mouths ever again? Please.
Speaking of, well, you know what? Let's just get right into the mess. It's okay. We can
skirt around.
We can skirt around the good stuff because we'll get to that another time.
We'll get to
it. Tiana Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
We want to respect. She told us that they didn't really want us in the group chat, but then niggas wanted to be petty. She tried to put her divorce filing under initials.
Yes.
So that it wouldn't be found out. I think then Iman decided to try to be petty in some way and put their name filed with their names on it, which then backfired because men don't think long term. They're like 2 steps ahead and not 5. And now all his business in the street. All the business that Tiana really was, now that I've seen it, really done a great job in trying to make us believe that they had, that he's a great father, good husband, and that, things just didn't work out, irreconcilable differences. I mean, like, meanwhile, he was
her biggest op.
Yes, I was going to say, I was trying to figure out a way to sum it up. But
her biggest hater, her biggest op. And as somebody who also existed through that, I will say, great job, Tiana, for leaving. Big yes. Big job.
Especially with 2 kids.
Incredible.
Absolutely. I'm proud of her for doing that.
Absolutely, because that's never going to end. So
It's only going to get worse because you're only
it's
going to get bigger. And it's really sad how many successful women have to deal with being punished for it in their relationships.
constantly punished.
And it's never
Constantly.
like avert. Like it's usually like subtle, like a dog whistle. You know what I mean? The gaslighting is it simmers at first. It's like a flicker, and then but like it's a gradual progression, but it's a real thing, and it's I can only imagine how many women's careers never took off the way they could because they didn't
Because
leave.
of Yep. And I will leave you with that. Go ahead, Sylvia. That
Lily,
was great.
you take the next youth hit.
We didn't get to really speak on Diddy.
I'll say this. I was glad we had a Thanksgiving break for it to play out, boy. I said, woo, I would like to see this, just how this goes. But then it went faster than I thought.
What do you mean?
That man settled 24 hours.
24 hours. Absolutely.
Cassie filed.
Absolutely. Nasty nigga. Disgusting. What you've done is disgusting. Crazy. Insane. Here's the thing. A lot of you media personalities that call yourselves media personalities are bitches. Bitch ass niggas. I love how these media personalities love to pick a very convenient time for you to stick to only talking about the music when the person is outed for being an abuser. I think you niggas love to suck celebrity dick, and you guys do it for the celebrity name and to have celebrities on your show. None of y'all commit to the honesty of being a media personality and speaking truth. Only when it has to do when doubting a woman, like Megan Thee Stallion. Remember, everybody had everybody had Discord.
Nobody needed more details. Nobody needed to see where the dust fell.
Nope.
Nope.
Nobody needed to see anything else. Everybody wanted to have an opinion, but when it is time to talk about something that is put on paper, clearly, Cassie has tons and tons of witnesses. Now, all of a sudden, everybody has fallen silence. Everybody has literally closed their mouths, especially in hip hop. Y'all niggas are y'all are sheep. Y'all are fucking disgraceful, and I really wish that a lot of y'all can just sit. The reason why I'm out of the music stuff, and I do eventually want to get back into it, because the honesty is lost. Y'all niggas are fucking big whores for celebrities. Big time. And I love to pride myself on never being that. I've never been that. I've always been dedicated and making sure that there was always some truth, and always big truth, to what hip hop is and what exists in hip hop. Now, given I don't know a lot about what's going on behind, because I'm not best friends with these niggas. I don't be sitting next to these niggas.
Right. We don't be in the private rooms with these niggas.
Private rooms with these niggas, sucking dick with these niggas, or doing whatever else y'all niggas is doing. So I will say, you niggas don't deserve to have a mic in front of your fucking mouths. If y'all want to stick to the music, stick to the music. But don't let me hear a motherfucking peep about anything that's going on controversial outside of the music. I don't want to hear anything, because you niggas do nothing but want to sit there and condemn women and talk about women and what women did and how this may be some truth. This is not all the way final. This is crazy. This nigga settled in 24 hours.
One sleep.
So, again, y'all niggas don't deserve none of the shit that you have right now, honestly and truly. And the truth will come to light. Don't nobody has to search for it. Nobody will have to, because it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's coming for a lot of people, man. It's that. But
yeah.
No, I mean, a Sermon on the Mount. From a Scottie B.
No.
Yes. No. I gotta say, pick an energy and keep it. As I love to say, pick an energy and
keep it. That shit.
And then when and I think and those who did choose to say things, and this is nobody with a mic. These are just now people online or whatever else who have the nerve to be like,
the
why now? And well, Why it take her? What kills me is that nobody was like, I don't think Diddy didn't do that shit. Everybody was like, well, why did she wait till now? And well, why did she? Why? Oh, it's about the money, clearly, and and a lot of people who don't understand law. Like, I just would like to say this because y'all was
Y'all
getting on my
niggas is
nerves.
not.
Y'all was getting on my nerves, not knowing the difference between a civil suit and a criminal case. Cassie is not the DA. She is not the district attorney. Y'all claim
is
y'all love Law and
stupid.
Order. Y'all claim you love Law and Order. And yet you still have not learned the characters in the show. The victim cannot file. Okay, so let me
You niggas.
calm down. A civil suit, okay,
Yes.
guys, is when you are suing civilly. Like that means that there's no criminal outcome that can come from this. It's all about just getting money back or some type of reparation for the crime committed against you that's being like happening out of jail. A district attorney can see a civil suit and decide, or like be told about an incident and decide if they want to file criminal charges on the person, but that is up to the state and the city, not the woman. When Meg and Tory was going on, Meg did not charge quote Tory criminally. The city did. Y'all missed that too. Like everybody was like, I'm like, it's
Y'all
like they went to the hospital, they
stupid.
committed a crime. The police and the courts are gonna file a charge. Now the reason why in this case it's civil, because to some of y'all point, like it's been like over 10 years since Diddy and Cassie got together. She was only 19, which is crazy in itself. I don't think back then I really realized the age difference.
The age difference, right?
She was only 19. So there's a statute of limitations on certain things. And I think by the time she got out, the criminal statute limitation may have passed. But the reason why so many suits are being filed the last couple of weeks is because New York did the New York Adult Survivors Act, and they gave adult survivors whose statute of limitations time had run out a calendar year to file against a civil suit against the person who sexually assaulted them, abused them, whatever. The deadline is coming up. It actually expired on November 25th. And so everybody who was like, well, why did she wait till now? The only law that would allow her to do that was ending, and it clearly took her until the last second to get the nerve to do it. But I am proud of her for getting her story out via the New York Times. And that's when I knew shit was real, because let me tell you something, New York Times don't fucking play around. Nope. They don't play around. When I saw it in the New York Times, nope. I said, that's a fact-checking research group that don't fucking play around. I said, they got to have the proof, because I was in the newsrooms when the Me Too movement was going on. A lot of people's stories did not get told, not because people didn't believe them, but because there was not enough substantiated whatever each newsroom editor decided to put the story out. So by the time it gets to y'all, in a newsroom, not a blog,
lines are already crossed.
Yeah, it's like things have been confirmed, and Kid Cudi had been on the phone like, yeah, he did that shit, absolutely blew up my car. Like these calls were made prior to hitting go. So hit go. That lawsuit was really hard to read.
Tough.
I never imagined it just was so disappointing. So disappointing.
So nasty.
Just so nasty. I don't even want to get into it, but it's just, when it settled in 24 hours, I had two thoughts. One, wow, that's a quick payoff and more women are going to step up. But two, and I think two more have at least at this point, against Diddy specifically. But also that, damn, now that she did it this way, I knew y'all niggas was going to be like, look, she took the money quick. What about taking him to court? And da-da-da-da. Doing it this way, Cassie avoided cross-examination. She avoided the whole Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing that we saw, where by the end of it, they both was looking crazy. Like, and also, like, while I knew, like, obviously the most ideal thing would be for, like, evidence to come out and people to have more proof, because niggas need a lot to believe shit. I also had to remind myself that's not Cassie's burden. It's not her burden to make niggas believe shit. It's her burden to do what she got to do for herself and get in and get out and be a
Mm-hmm.
mother to her children and a wife to her
Mm-hmm.
husband. And if this is how she wants to go about it, then fine. I'm tired of people needing the perfect victim. There's nothing you can do to tell me that it's okay for somebody to beat up their partner. There's nothing. I don't care if Cassie was the biggest bitch and bad boy. I don't care.
And I'm tired, so very tired of having, because I'm pretty sure, Sylvia, in the next 2 to 5 business months, we're going to be sitting here saying the same thing again, because Black women are constantly the mouthpiece to supporting just women.
Yeah,
So
we're really all we got.
constantly having to speak up and saying, no, this is not right, is getting exhausting.
But it has to be done. And we're really all we got. And it's unfortunate that, like, it becomes like, speaking up for hurt people tries to, like, a villain. It's weird. It's a weird thing, and there's lots of nuance to it.
Boy.
But, like, I'll be the villain if that's what that
I'll
means.
be that.
I'll be that.
I'll be that. I'll be the pappy. That's me.
The what?
The pappy from life.
It took me a second because that shit.
I'll be that. I played the villain many a times in my career. I'll do it again.
I'll pay the child support. I got it. I got the benefit.
I
Oh,
got
okay.
it.
Well, yes, and Diddy is not the only one who's had things filed against him. So all those men, good luck. Not really.
Good luck. No, well, worse luck.
Unfortunately, men be messing it up for us whenever we want to talk about fun shit. They make us have to go hard. And then we have to try to pivot into some fun, joy, thoughtfulness. And so I'm just going to be real about it. We're about to make a hard you, okay? We're about to make like, that's the transition we're about to make right now. Grinding it up. Because sometimes that's what the news cycle calls for. Because we cannot just make this whole episode doom and gloom. We had things on the agenda before niggas kept getting revealed for the fuck shit they've done. And, with all of, with word to Janelle Monáe and her Grammy nomination for this Age of Pleasure album that we've been bumping all year, it made us really. We were thinking a lot about sex and pleasure, and like women leaning into pleasure from our point of view, putting it first.
Right. Putting it first. Some, like, some new tricks and even some new icks, because I think as you grow, you learn more about your body and learn more about what serves you as like, what does pleasure look like for you. So we got to talk about it. Okay? Let's talk about sex. Sex.
All right. Well, I'd like to start this off by just a public service announcement. So just some quick secretary work. If you are related to me, you might want to. This might be one to skip. If you are a parent or grandparent, I just want you to think twice about how much you want to know. If you ever attended the church service with me, I'd like you to know that we contain multitudes. No, I'm being silly, but it's very much given that Ari Lennox thing before her album started, where she was like, if you're my brother or on my label, get out.
Get out. Because I be throwing ass. My family know I throw ass.
Sure.
So,
I just know that, you know I do, but maybe you don't want to hear about it.
You don't want to hear it.
So I'm just saying that if you don't want to hear about it,
you know what?
Now's the time to maybe
Mom,
not.
now's the time. Mom. Because Mom know I be throwing ass, but
I'm want screaming her to and throwing ass.
Hold on tight if you're about to listen to this, girl. Okay.
But
Sylvia, please.
I experienced a loss, and I think we should take this seriously. I experienced a loss of something that I've just been close to for the last decade of my life, through moves, through makeups and breakups, through hookups and lonely nights. It's been there for me. And that is my vibrator. My main thing.
Now, how long have you had this vibrator, Sylvia?
It lived a good life. I don't know
how long.
It was the first vibrator I ever got. I got it in 2013. So 10 years. Exactly nigga. 10 years.
I'm waiting for you to say that. This nigga has a battery. A battery. You put the battery in. Sylvia,
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were just.
this bitch got a battery one vibrator. Like
There's
you put an actual battery that you buy from the corner store.
two double A's.
2 double A's.
That's crazy. They don't do that
That's
no more.
nuts. 10 years. Who has a vibrator that, like, you know how good you was taking care of that shit?
It was durable. It was a durable one. Shout out to the vibrator.
Yeah, what is it? Because truly.
No, because like, so no, literally, it's not. And now y'all picturing some old stuff. I promise you, it was just
Big ass wand.
right? Like y'all picture like a big ass
from
like,
Brown Sugar,
Brookstone back massager. That's not it. It's like those ones plug in the wall. It's crazy. Mine was like a hot pink. It was about this big. I won't bring it out because it's a little too much. But it wasn't, it was just like a line with a little tip, with a round tip. And it was hot pink. And it had rhinestones around the bottom, the part that you unhook to put the batteries in or out. And it had the little push button for the different speeds. Like how you want it to go. It was given to me when I was at Internet Essence magazine by the relationships and sex editor Charlie Penn. I would just like to shout out Charlie for, liberating Black girls. I was in like fresh out of grad school, and different magazine stuff. I'm sure there was like a sex toy column being done. Stuff was getting sent in. I was helping her organize it. She was talking about like, oh, so what kind of vibrator what's your preference? Like, what is your style? And I'm like, I've never used a vibrator before. And she was like, what? And I was like, and here go me. Well, I have a boyfriend. So,
we
really
didn't know what the fuck you were saying.
And I'm like 23, like, I have a boyfriend, and so, like, that's enough. You know what I mean? Right. I don't need nothing else. You know what I mean? And she was like, girl, if you don't take this vibrator and go.
Right.
And I remember being like, but what if he gets up? She was like, any man who's worth being with is going to embrace a vibrator. If your boyfriend feels offended by this or has an issue with you, prioritizing your pleasure, then that's a red flag. And shout out to that man at the time, because he did not. He actually surprised me by embracing it. So much so, called that nigga Cliff Paul or something like that. What is it with men in sports analogies everywhere? Because for those who don't get Chris Paul, he's really good with the assists. And basketball. And he had the State Farm commercial where he had his twin Cliff Paul.
Yes, Cliff Paul.
And so he, we'll call it Cliff Paul, and that was funny to me. But yeah, Cliff is gone. It finally, the engine finally gave that little last and now I have to figure out placement, because I didn't even buy this vibrator. Like, this was something given to me. Right. And I think even just that's how it started for me. And me now being on the market for a new toy, like, it's also got me thinking a lot about our bodies and centering pleasure, and like, how long would it have taken me, or where would I be if I didn't work at a Black woman's magazine who was like, sis, prioritize getting yours. Like, what are you talking about?
Wow. Yeah, no, so, but like, before vibrators, before you did get the gifted vibrator, the vintage one, when would you say was the first time, like, you started exploring your body in a sexual way?
This is interesting. I think I learned about like self-pleasure pretty early on, because my mother would so my mom wasn't the kind of mom who maybe necessarily felt comfortable giving a sex talk, but I know she knew that I needed to have one. She wasn't given one. So I don't know if she really knew how to navigate it back then. So what my mom would do would be, she would buy me books about my body, books about sex, and like make me read them. And and that's how she would tell me the information I needed to know without the uncomfortability of us having to have the conversation or her trying to navigate it. Right. She would pre-read the book and then give it to me.
Right, give it to
you. So I remember one of the books, there was a chapter about masturbation, and it was talking about if you touch a certain part of your body, you might feel a little good, and it's okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And a white woman wrote this book, and I was What they talk about? You know, my nosy ass. Just my whole life. My whole life. I've been nosy. And so I was like, what? I must have been like maybe 13. And I was like, you know, they had a little diagrams because they want you to know the parts of your vagina. I wish they'd make little boys read these books because grown men are on the street still not knowing where the clitoris is.
I have no idea.
I was like, so I tried something, and I don't think I ever, nowhere in that time did I ever get to like a full orgasm, but I would play it and I'd be like, oh, it was almost like, ooh, what's that? And then be like, and then you stop, and then you be like, maybe I should try again. Oh, what was that? Like, and it was really like, there was no, like, it was not like, because I was young, so it wasn't like a sexual context to it. I just was like, oh, there's a part of your body that if you touch it, it feels good. And it's actually, to me now, I think back on it, like the way I removed it from sex in general, because so much of sex had been shaped around a man doing something to you and taking something away, that like I didn't even really correlate the two. That this is something that like a man should be doing to me eventually when I get to the age where I want it, or like that this is the way a man should like aim to make me feel. Like those were not even thoughts I had back then. When did you start to get curious about your body?
I mean, I wasn't that curious as a kid. One, because it wasn't something, pleasure or anything like that. Sex wasn't really talked about unless it was talked about in a way where it was to protect me from not doing it. So like, when my aunts talk about it and my mom talks about it, it's more so like, yeah, sex is, some girls like it, some girls do, but don't. But like, you just got to be prepared when you do it, because if he chooses to go or if it doesn't work out, you can't hold a man with sex. And so it's never been about like, girl, sex is so good. Like I don't have any of those, memories as like a kid. Because I didn't masturbate until I was 25. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 20 years old. So I was not that sexually curious. Now, when we talk about kissing, big whore. You understand?
That whore.
Big kissing whore. Love to kiss. Will kiss in a second. Also,
we some kissing ass bitches. Not each other.
No, but we'll kiss.
It's a good time. Because a good workout session, honestly,
kissing,
people take it for granted. I mean, people do not, like, y'all be hopping to the casual. Like, you ever just make out with a man?
Right.
And just.
But see, and then we're losing recipes because I'm finding out niggas don't like to kiss all deeply because it makes them want to fuck.
Can we talk about, can we just pause right here on the train? Because the amount of women who have said this to me over the past few years where it's like, oh, it's not just a one-off thing. I've had a man say that to me before.
Yes.
And like, don't be kissing me all deep. Like, I'm going to want to have sex. And it's like, that's also, not for nothing, in retrospect, another example of us limiting our pleasure for a man.
Fact.
Because they can't contain it. Like, it's like, so because your horny ass can't, just deal with your dick being a little hard, and not it going all the way because you don't got the type of self-control, or like because you don't know the tantricness of it, like I now can't enjoy an activity that I enjoy. Like, what if I said to you, we can't have sex unless we have foreplay?
Please.
How much does that sound fair to you? Huh?
It should be a rule. That should be a fucking rule. Even though I do sometimes be like,
sometimes be a little quicker. Like, sometimes you a little quickie if the foreplay has happened in other ways. Like, if you've been out, if you turned up already, or you've been wound up some
I'm ready to.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't mind the occasional, but foreplay is important. Let's keep that clear.
No, foreplay is.
But my point is that like women make adjustments for men's pleasure all the time. But we'll get to that. But back to your point.
But you
love to kiss. But did your mom? Did she have a talk with you of any sort?
No, I mean, it's just based on survival and protecting me, which was more so like, hey, well, it when I was young, it was like boys gonna want to do, because I remember like coming home and being like, "Hey, this boy named Doran. I don't know if he's still alive or around, whatever it is,
Not
but
alive.
this nigga Doran used to touch my butt all the time
Oh yeah, middle
in middle
school.
school,
Yeah, middle school
right?"
it started.
And so like I would go and run to my mom and be like, so it'd be more so like, "Hey, you know, next time he does it, you tell the teacher and blah, blah, blah. If the teacher doesn't do anything, you slap him." Like, it's more so like, hey, protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. And then when it was high school, it was, hey, I know you may want to be having sex right now. I know that's the end thing to do. And although, like, she was like, I don't want you to, to regret it. Um, but if you do want to do it, we can go and get some birth control, and we can talk about it. She's always been really big, but I've never had questions. Like, I never sat down with her and was like, hey, what's the point? Like, truly,
Right, because
sex
how would you even
ed,
know to think that? Like sex ed was all
right.
about the mechanics.
So most of my curiosity would be asked through my girls who already had sex. So like in high school, we were dumb.
Just the blind
Truly.
leading the blind is what I was thinking.
Baby, honey. And I'm sure none of them had pleasure. There was no pleasure anywhere to be found. It just was to pleasure that man, or,
Mm-hmm.
do what we've heard works with keeping men, or whatever it is, keeping
Mm-hmm.
boys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and especially like I dated a boy who was like, if you're not going to give me no ass,
Mm.
like he dumped me. He dumped me. I
Yeah.
was 14 years old. He dumped me and he told me he couldn't be my boyfriend anymore. He's doing life in prison, by the way.
Oh God, the plot
He
twist
dumped
every
me
time. These boys'
because
stories.
he told me that he found somebody else who could do
Dude,
other
who would do it?
things,
No, yeah, that's a
and I
real.
couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, I guess. But I see the pressure. So I don't know, I saw it as pressure. I saw it in a negative light for a long time. It never was something that it was like fun to do to me.
When I went back to public school at 8th grade, I remember thinking, because I went to a private school for 6th and 7th grade. I came back in 8th grade, everybody was fucking. And I had
Yeah.
last seen these people in the 5th grade, right? And so I
Mhm.
realized that there was something that happened in 6th and 7th grade that I had missed. I don't
Mhm.
know, like the puberty cusp, whatever. It hit me
Mhm.
like, wow, like I had big boobs early. Like that's just it's a thing. So like the boys would be like all into my my titties, and I'd be having to like be
Mhm.
like, don't touch me, you know what I mean? And like,
Mhm.
but there was never a part of me that like at that time I did not want to have sex, and I kept looking at my friends and being like, why do you are you like is this fun for you, like
Right.
that's crazy. And then
Right.
like in high school I think I said a bit more because people were like at least in relationships long term. Like in 8th grade you have a boyfriend for a month and it's
Right.
over. It's like weird. But I think it didn't get like as a thing I wanted to do, but then wasn't doing until I was like I had my first real boyfriend for like a long period of time, and then I was like in love, and like we would make out, but we wouldn't go further, and he respected that. And so it was like and I think because both of us were like virgins. Like I lost my
Mhm.
virginity to another virgin. Like we lost our virginities to each other. And
Right.
so I think like for a while it was just that like respecting me wanting to wait, because like I think for me it came from not just the respectability politics that we were all being taught at the time, which is like if you're giving it up, you're giving something up to that man. He
Mhm.
now has
Mhm.
something of yours. Like you, like none, like you are doing it for him. He's getting away with something. It was never like this might be an experience that you enjoy, and it's something that may make you feel good when you do it with the right person. Like there was
Right.
no when you're with the right person kind of talk. It was like, and then also because of my faith, I very much was like, oh, I'm waiting till marriage. I'm waiting till marriage. I even had a little period. I was like, I'm waiting till marriage. And that's just what I'm going to do. But at the time, like, you think that
Oof.
you're getting married at like 25. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, in high school, you're done with the numbers. You're like, oh, I'm getting married at like 20, like after college. Especially because I had a on and off again long term boyfriend, like, from when I was 16 to when I was like 21. Like, you couldn't tell me that we wasn't
Jesus
getting married.
Christ.
And so when we broke up, I really had to like questioning with myself, okay, how do I want to move after this? Because in your mind, you were like, I'm doing it with
Mhm.
this one person, da, 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 da. And then it was like, I got another relationship, and I was like, so maybe just when I'm in love, Maybe that's my thing. Like when I'm in love and I feel safe and like this is the person I'm gonna be with. Because at that point I was graduating college and I kind of realized that like, oh, this marriage thing is not as like finding your husband is not as easy as I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
These ain't the same men that was in the
Mm-mm.
Bible.
Mm-mm.
And you know, hey, the men in the Bible may have been terrible too, but the difference is that back then marriages were arranged. You understand? There was a real time on it where by a certain time you was gonna be married. And I think for my younger Christian friends who waited till marriage, most of the ones who had a successful experience with that all got married really young. And I think that it's not to shame anything because I think everybody does what's right for them. And I do think that there's beautiful ways where that can exist. I even knew people who didn't kiss till they got married. I thought that was wild. Like, I was like, their first kiss was married. What? But I think for me, it's like, whatever works for you. But I do think that in today's age, as more of us are getting married after 30, I don't know how much sense it makes anymore to like, especially or not even when marriage is not even a guarantee anymore. I think like that's when I really had a wake up call. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna get married. Like this whole assuming that I'm gonna find somebody worthy of marrying me, is gonna take a lot longer than I thought. Am I really gonna wait that long to experience pleasure? And even that aside, self pleasure is a real thing, and we're not even talking about that. Where there's not even a man involved. So I think it was really for me when it came into leaning into pleasure and what felt good, and like once I had sex, realizing that I could. And I think it helped that I had it within loving relationships where the guy was like wanted to please me as much as I wanted to please him both times. And it was like, and so I kind of came in it where it was like, this is an enjoyable experience for me. And I wanted to, and I feel a bit empowered by it. And I feel like I'm learning things about myself and I'm owning my body more and all these positives that nobody ever told us.
Right.
You know?
I just like, I don't know. I think if you are, I know that there are people who are just deciding not to do sex until marriage just because like they're so over, they get so emotionally invested when having sex with someone. But if you are holding it as a carrot over someone's head where you're like, hey, you won't get this until you marry me, that is the biggest no. I've seen so many people, and I'm not talking about like Christians. I'm just talking about people as a whole, like women, men, whoever.
Like the whole
They're
it's a prize thing.
Yeah, it's not supposed. I don't see it as a prize. Also, though, I am one of the few who don't get emotionally tied when it comes to sex. I don't think after we fuck about our future. Like, most likely, I mean, if it's bad, our future is over. There's nothing else.
And that's another risk about waiting. You gonna find out after.
And although people can say like, "Oh, it's taught," you can teach somebody. Sometimes there are things that I can teach, and there are things that you cannot.
Not everybody's teachable. I mean, look at any other category about how there's men that you can teach certain things to and not. It's the same with sex.
It's true, and depending on how big this nigga's ego is, he's not gonna want to hear it. There is a man who almost bit my vagina off, bit it off. And I tried to be like, hey, just a little softer. You don't like it. You said it was a whole. I'm like, no, well, it's your teeth. Like, it's your teeth, baby. And same thing with sucking dick. Tuck them teeth in. Them teeth don't deserve to be scraping against skin. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I just don't get emotionally tied when it comes to sex or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
it's like
it's never.
Because
it's just fun. It's knowing myself, fun, and now that I'm in my 30s, it's about pleasure. Before, it was more so ego. Mine was more so ego driven, where it was like, how many things can I do? Like, how quick can I make a nigga come, kind of thing. It's never really been about me, because I wasn't really doing orgasms like that. I wasn't getting orgasms. I wasn't having orgasms. It just wasn't something that I was doing. So, also, I during my ego time, I would watch tons of porn, tons. Although it's enjoyable and it's fun, it's definitely a very learning. They teach you a lot
It's
in
as you say,
porn.
it's educational.
It's very educational. They
Amateur,
teach you a lot.
like amateur porn, like not the kind where they're faking it, right? Like where it's
I
like
watch
they're,
all types of porn.
but I mean like the teachable kind. It's like sometimes it's like, well, they're all faking.
I never know what is real sometimes and what's not. I
Um,
like to just watch in which the legs and how and what kind of
Positions.
position would be like a great one for me, and especially as I get older, and like to see how a lot of these women can contort
Hey,
and make things look, again, Libra, I like the way sex looks too. I know it could get sweaty and ugly and nasty and it's all, but sometimes I want to look at the mirror and say, "You doing that? You look good doing this. This looks nice." So, yeah, it's definitely a lot about the visual for me and things like that. But yeah, since we're on the topic of porn, do you watch porn, Sylvia?
you know, I had an era. I don't watch porn much anymore. Like sometimes I may tune in, but you know, I have a really big imagination, and so I don't be having to watch anything when I do the self
Oh
pleasure
yeah,
thing.
that's the thing. I don't even need to be pleasuring myself in order to watch porn. I like to watch porn, and I need the porn people to step into the room real quick. I have like 2 people bookmarked. Can't remember. There used to be this nigga called Trey Slongs that I used to watch.
Yo,
But then I found out
porn
that he was
names
short.
piss me off.
Crazy.
Trey Salongs. Schlong?
There's another nigga named Jay something. But
Oh.
they need to keep good looking niggas in porn.
Mm,
If you have a
oh,
site,
no, yes.
yes. If you have a site, guys, anybody, you can send it as an anonymous. I ain't looking. But send me where the good looking people like to fuck.
The men
I
be
would like
ugly.
to see that.
The black
The
men.
men be ugly. I don't watch white people have sex. That's crazy to me. That's against all laws. I do not.
You never won just because you was curious to see what it looked like?
No, it just looks pink. It just
That's
looks
what
like
I'm saying. I would have
pink.
never known before that.
No,
I just wanted
it's
to see
too
once.
They're pink people.
They're pink.
What's
Sometimes
new?
now when you get a white man who's brown, I feel like he's a little spicy white. There might be a little
No,
something
thank
else
you.
going on
I
in
don't
there.
need no
I've
seasoned
never
dick.
had sex with a white man. I'm just saying that like I know that they come
No,
in different
yeah.
colors in a way
Don't
that's
nobody
weird.
need that paprika dick. But I,
Paprika.
because all I do is bring color. So I I just would like for you to share with me any links that have good looking black men fucking. Would love that. So yeah, that's my only thing about porn. Would love to see that more.
I do get fascinated by it. Like I sometimes like I like get to your point, or like Twitter porn is crazy because like who knew? Like I don't know where Twitter porn. Like I didn't even know that Twitter had porn until like one day it just like somebody be favoriting something by accident and then come across your timeline. You're like, what's this? It was like a portal, like the Doctor Who portal just opens up, and you're like, this is something that's happening here.
And
Y'all be posting
I love
clips
Twitter
on here?
porn.
It's
I don't
crazy.
follow any Twitter porn stars,
You be
but
bookmarking.
I follow one. No, I follow one person. This girl right here, the girl that I follow, she be liking all the fire Twitter porn.
Okay.
So whenever
Look at her
she likes
likes.
something, it shows up on my page, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Wow,
That's how I feel like I watch. I'm like, huh?
That's not. And then I copy and paste the link and put it in my notes, just in case anybody wants to discreetly see anything.
You've
That's
never
how I
showed
do
me
it.
these notes. I want to see them.
I have tons of notes. I have notes about all different types of links that I know I can't favorite. I'm scared to bookmark. I'm scared to do any of those
A few people
things.
have gone down not realizing that those things is public. Okay, so I think too, like, do you watch porn with a person, like with your partner ever, or do you just watch it by yourself only?
I've never watched porn with a person.
Really?
No. I want to,
That's
but I don't want anybody
interesting.
to say you're a fucking freak. Why? So that's why I just don't. I
Hey,
don't
first
say
of all, ain't
anything.
no judgment happening in the bedroom. That's whack. Don't be coming in
But
here with
like,
no judgment when you
I
about to do some freaky shit.
I
Like,
know it's always been something I wanted to do, but I can't. I can't fix my lips to ask. I can't. There are so many things that I would like to do that I'm like, I can't fix my lips to ask.
even though I'm not like a big porn watcher, like the times I have watched, it's like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to
After
go.
that, like, and sometimes
Right.
to your point about achieving orgasms, like, the more ready you are to go, the better your chances you are of having
Right.
a penetrative orgasm, which is rare for women. And I
Right.
think that's the other thing about pleasure, like self pleasure. I mean, women leaning into prioritizing our pleasure is that it took women a long time to stop lying about not having an orgasm or having an orgasm before we even got to have the conversation about here's how to make it happen, and let's like do the things to make it happen. Like the kind of talk I want to have with my daughter eventually, if I have one, is like a make sure you're getting yours too. Like, it's not, don't be with no little boy who
Right.
gets his orgasm and goes.
Right.
Okay? Like, in this house. No, okay. In this
Yes.
house, man, not my. You make sure we leaving here with something.
You getting yours.
Word to Denzel. I'm leaving here with something.
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 Okay.
Okay. And if I'm not able to leave here with something, you leaving here without me. And that's
Yeah.
that. Like, it's just like a thing, and there's obviously patience to it, but I think like clitoral stimulation is the way most women can have orgasms. Like, the numbers cut by 0.5% when it comes to the G spot stuff. So like, being honest with your partner about like, hey, let's add this toy here.
I didn't get to talk about my vibrator experience
Yes.
where like when I had a few after like 25, when I figured it out, I was like, okay, well with my hand, I was like, all right, well, there are things that vibrate way faster than my fucking DJing hand can do. So let me see. It's way too. You be fucking tired, cramps in your hand.
Yeah.
Shout out to the lesbians, but there's like, it's work. My God.
Shout out to the lesbians is crazy.
But then I got this thing called a womanizer. I'm not gonna gatekeep.
Why does it
You know what I'm
have
saying?
that name? Like, why is it a name of a the
Sylvia,
misogyny?
Sylvia. Listen to me, all right?
Is that the one I need to get?
Yes.
What's
But
it look like?
it's got so many levels that it's terrifying. It's
I've
terrifying.
never gone past like the second level on any.
Oh, Sylvia, take it to the 9th.
No, are you trying to? What's? No, I just grabbed myself, girl. You trying to
I
kill
will
me?
have a masturbating marathon.
Burn it off. Level 9 is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Will literally, I will spend, if I have some free time for an hour, 2 hours.
Oh no, it's a good way to spend the afternoon.
Whoa.
It's a good, and it's a better way to figure out how many times you can come back to back than with a man. Because let me tell you,
you said without a man, or
I said it's better than doing that with a, like, it's a better way to figure it out.
You gotta wait an hour. For
you ain't got no man slowing you down.
Facts.
And
so
you ain't
back to back.
I'm not a big casual sex girl. Like, I do like the sex is better for me. I'm realizing like I have to like you. Like, I have to care about, like, I need to have some type of mental stimulation, like I want to be like into it for my body to be into it. And so like self pleasure, but like that be taking a while.
Cause really, for real, I never realized how a lot of my interests sometimes may be sexually charged. Mm-hmm. So when I finally do what I need to do, I just don't care about these niggas. And that's my problem. I need to start caring from what's within.
Wait,
the inner.
Explain that more. You're saying that like when you be having sex, once you get yours, you're like, all right, all done.
No. I'm talking about if I'm interested in a dude, sometimes I think it might be lust motivated than it is.
Oh, okay.
So when I never give it a chance for it to become something that's more than just lust. So when I use my vibrator or whatever by myself, when I use it, I really am not interested in speaking to anybody, like texting or anything like that. And sometimes I feel like I just need to chill from the vibrating a little bit and want these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I see. Like,
want them.
yes, like because it's like it's taking up too
Right.
much. It's doing too good of a job. Like, why do I
Right. So,
really need companionship?
right. Do I really need a nigga to talk to? Like, I don't necessarily even like to talk to niggas like that.
You
So I
have
just
to
be
make
like,
that clear.
I do not. So like when I come, I'm really good. Like I'm like, oh, let me put the phone down. I don't really need to call anybody or
That's what
text
we were,
anyone.
and that was the point you had made, where it was like it stops you from making dumb decisions. Like if you just
Mm-hmm.
masturbate real quick, have orgasm, not only does it give you the chemical stuff, the happy chemicals or whatever,
Yes.
it also clears your head enough to be like, I don't really want to do that. And that's why the realest scene to me, one of the realest scenes to ever hit television, was in Being Mary Jane. Maybe it was the
Mm.
pilot where she was at work and was about to see the ex that she always goes back to. And before she left, she went back to the office and used her vibrator real quick because she said, got to go in with a clear
Got to
head,
clear my mind.
got to
Got
get
to
the
clear.
lust out the way. That way,
Boy.
I don't fuck that man that I have no business
Right.
fucking. And
Right.
that
But
is
then
what I
sometimes
thought
you
too.
have business fucking niggas, like fucking whoever you want to fuck, but then like you don't even get there because you just it's just hard. And sometimes I gotta put the vibrator down, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
I
yes.
got to put the vibrator
On
down.
days where perhaps you're going to have sex that day, like, and it's something you want to do, and like save the vibrator for the sex when it's happening. Like if you really still want it
Some
for
niggas
round
don't even
two.
deserve all of that sometimes. I don't know. Yeah,
Deserve.
I'd be like,
I guess with
yeah,
me, I'm like, if we already fucking, you deserve enough to watch me come. I guess because I'm gonna do it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'll be having, yeah, I guess so.
But you're
But
saying like sometimes like when you bring in a toy, it's like we're having all out type. You mean like it's not about all of that. Like they just deserve like
yeah,
you hit and you go.
if I got like a good 2 hours, Sylvia,
You, I mean
I'm
it's
out of here.
2 hours, but I mean it'd be so quick with a
Two
vibrator though. Like I feel like
back to
I
back though.
only a few
Let's do it
minutes. But I'm trying
again.
to imagine if a vibrator makes you have an orgasm within like maybe 2-3 minutes, and you're saying 120 minutes. I'm just the
Well,
math, the girl
you
math.
need
I'm
no, no.
like,
You need a break. Like you need a little break. You gotta lay there, think about the orgasm. You gonna say, "Whoo, wow, that was crazy." So you gotta lay there for a little bit, think about the things you gotta do, and then
I
start
like it
right back up.
like rounds, like like
Right.
maybe
It's
just sit
around.
back, have relax, maybe break a little,
Right.
have a bite of a sandwich in between, smoke a little
Yes.
J, and get back to it.
And then get right back to it. And
Okay.
then go again and go again and again and again and again. I could really waste my whole day doing that. I have to put it down.
Do you use vibrator?
So
Do
yeah.
you masturbate every day?
Yes. What?
No, I was just asking. I love it.
Absolutely. Every
Yes.
morning.
See,
There's
it's
no
also the
way
difference
you
between
think
nighttime
straight.
or morning masturbation because I feel like there's two.
Oh, I do
There's
both.
two.
I
You
do.
because
Yeah. I mean
I think you. I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh. You said I do both.
I do both.
I cover bases because I was gonna say sometimes like I'll do it. I tend to do it more so before bed than in the morning because it helps me go to sleep. Like sometimes if
It
I like
does.
I think like it's to the girls, the insomnia girls, the girls drinking the cherry juice cocktails or whatever
Mhm.
else.
Mhm.
Sometimes maybe what you just need
And
is just a quick little get them endorphins going. You relax and you fall
gone.
asleep.
Sleep. Done. Have you ever tried to masturbate on an edible?
Yes. Just let your soul.
I thought no, I had to literally put the vibrator. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
That's
I was
the
like,
best way.
hey, that
That's
was
the
crazy.
best way to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's even the best way when you're bringing a partner. Like, if you struggle, because a lot of times women, our orgasms are, there's a lot of mental work that goes into it. It's not just physical for us, and that's why it's not automatic for us. And if you're an overthinker like us, you need something to slow them thoughts down and get you out your head and into your body. And sometimes that's a little indica, a little sativa, a little hybrid to get you into your body and where you feel everything.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I recently
Mm,
tried
mm,
that. I think I
mm,
told Sylvia, I said, hey,
mm.
girl,
I said, welcome.
I had sex. Hi. Things are different.
Things are different.
And I can see myself having a relationship with this man just strictly off of that.
The weed's too good. The weed's too good. When I smack the weed out her hair. Hey, no more of that. No more
Hey,
whatever strain that was. Cut it out.
whoa,
Cut it
that
out.
was crazy. Terrifying. I really have to use that sparingly. I don't know how people do that every time. Every time you have sex, no, can't do it.
Yeah, no,
Can't do it.
it's not everyday thing is kind of crazy, but I mean every time thing is kind of crazy, but I think these are the things for me that when like I was like exploring with these things like in my 30s more so it's like
Mhm.
oh this is how I kind of was starting to find like sex being more pleasurable. Like it started, I think, like to tie the thread, like with like oh sex toys. Like maybe I like
Mhm.
there's no shame in adding that in if it makes it even more fun for me. Or it's
Mhm.
like I think for me, and I think that's why I think that when I say sex, when it's done in a way that you're comfortable with, can be empowering, is because like it teaches you to advocate for yourself and like in a way that
Mm.
like I feel like we don't talk about. Like everybody's always talking about some advocating for yourself in the boardroom and when it comes to money and like all this other stuff. But like
Mhm.
when it comes to your pleasure is just as important as your bank account, in
Mhm.
my opinion. And
Mhm.
like and I think when it comes to just communication and communicating with somebody, like to me sometimes it's often a good barometer of like how good is this relationship, like how connected are we if I don't feel comfortable talking to you about certain things or how you react to it or how much you want to pleasure me. Like these are all to me flags, you know what I mean? And so I think that like as we grow into our 30s and like are more unapologetic and are not hesitating to say hey, a little slower, a little faster, a little to the
I
left, a little to
love
the right. Love a
I
man
love
who
a
takes feedback.
sex recap. I love sex recapping.
Just like after the game, like
Like
inside
a
the
game,
NBA.
like literally, yes,
Mm-hmm.
right there,
In the third
press
quarter,
conference.
you lost a little
I
gas.
have questions. Why did you do this like that? I have so many questions all the time. All the time. I love to talk about every move that we've made. Okay, and how I almost got juked. I thought he was doing one move. We ended up doing the other move. And
Timing
then
on you.
right. I love to talk about sex, like with my partner or whoever I'm doing it with. Like I like to be like, hey man, that was cool, but like next time don't you ever do this. That's crazy.
That's a hard one. Like to tell somebody when they did something that you didn't like, and you
Yeah.
gotta be like, so.
I have to say it so because the next time I'm gonna laugh. And you would hate for me to laugh because it's not even me laughing at you. It's just laughing at the fact that I couldn't say anything. And so now I look stupid because I hate whatever is happening right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't like this position or whatever it is. And then I'm laughing because you think you killing it right now. So then that's when I'm
Oh.
like,
Thinks he's fucking it up, and he's not.
right, you know?
Yes.
So that kind of stuff. But like for me, some of the benefits I think that I have is that this ass be moving. And when I see that ass move, I'll be like, wow, my ass be moving. So it builds confidence. I think mostly for me, where it's like, whoa, this ass really be moving. And like heel toeing any type of which way.
Heel
You understand?
toeing.
Hmm?
I said heel toeing.
Heel toeing.
Ah.
Baby, the gyrate is crazy. But like, yeah, it builds confidence. It's just fun to me.
No, yeah, it's
It's just
fun.
fun.
I just think it's
It's
like, and
fun.
I think like sometimes I just think about it's like when we think about what sex has become versus like what we thought it was on the like in the beginning to where we're at now. Like, what are the things that you wish you knew then about sex now? Like that it's fun, that it
That is
can be
fun.
empowering. Like that's what
Yeah.
I think. Those are the takeaways I'm trying to get us to think about. Where it's like,
Yeah.
what were the things that like we wish we knew then now? that we know now. But like, I think that that it can be fun and that like.
Oh yeah, and you don't got to fuck to music. I think that's a big one. I think as a young whippersnapper, I lost my virginity to a song called Bria's Interlude that was on repeat. Yes.
Dum, dum,
Yeah.
dum, dum,
Yes.
dum,
Do,
dum,
do,
dum,
do.
dum,
Yeah.
dum. When we
Mhm.
say Drake's been through it, but us through it all, this is what I mean. This is what I mean.
And
So far gone was a time.
was a time. And so like we loved that album for years. I
Woo.
mean for that mixtape for years. So then, I think that was one that
So
was a
you
big
don't
one.
believe in the sex? I mean, I don't think that music has to be played all the time, but sometimes it
As
like.
long as the nigga respects the fact that you ain't gotta pump to the beat. Please don't pump to the beat. Or like start singing it in my ear. Move. Like don't stay that. Be in the moment. I hate niggas who sing in my ear. Don't sing in my ear. That's crazy.
Singing in the ear is crazy. It is crazy, but also like and that goes into the preferences with sex thing. Like, I think men be afraid because they don't know. I think some men are just too concerned about what may sound feminine or not feminine or da. Like when it comes to like moaning or talking or like dirty talk or like, or like to be. I don't like complete silence. Like
I don't
complete
like silence
silence is
either.
crazy because now
But
I'm
I
like,
need you to
are we
talk
enjoying
shit.
this? Like,
Right.
what's going on? You know, I'm picturing too the Trevor Jackson. You know, people have been making them memes.
Yes.
Singing these songs all
That's
extra.
what it's like.
Like that's the energy. That's
yes.
Like, not that.
Yep.
Not
I
that.
hate it.
Why are we making
so
all these weird
that
faces?
and then to the beat, like it was the
like,
worst
thrusting
experience.
to the
Get
beat
off of me.
Is
Get off of me.
funny. Yeah, no.
It's
No.
So I much rather the TV on or something.
The TV is crazy though because and your TV watching ass would be fucking to The Office. That's crazy because now Steve Carell's making a joke and I'm laughing, and you thinking I'm laughing at you, but I'm distracted. How am I supposed to have orgasm when I'm distracted by laughing? The fucking scene in The Office. That's crazy.
That's true.
That's the thing about movies. Like sometimes the Netflix and chill that is the innuendo, like it ends up there. But like with the wrong scene and you having sex and like everybody's getting killed and people are crying, like it's like really can kill the mood. It's risky.
It can. It's risky. And I will say, like, I'm not against the music. I just want you to support like the rules behind fucking with music on. That's all. You just can't do the shit that I've named. But I'm okay with it. Like, I just want you to and also have a playlist.
Yeah,
like,
I have a sex playlist.
I don't have one.
But it's mostly just because what happened when I would just do like Spotify shuffle playlist, it would be like the most romantic song in the world and we not there. Like you fucking and all of a sudden you was like, I will never find another lover sweeter than you. Close to me just like my mother, close to me just like my father. Why are we bringing our family members into this? We are trying to have sex. Please. It was too risky. It's just the wrong song and it's over. So I had to make a list of songs that would not get on my nerves if I had to have sex to music.
That's a good one. I should do that. I should start making a sex playlist. One time I just put on Jill Scott Shuffle. And we was fucking and living our life like it's golden.
I'm taking my freedom.
Can you imagine?
I'll be high stepping,
throwing that ass back. I'll be high stepping, y'all. Got a new ad. Can you imagine?
You were living your life like it's golden. Yo, that
I do remember that.
That's what I mean, though. It'd be the wrong song that comes
living my life
like it's golden.
And you can't stop it. Oh,
I have stopped the sex before to change the song.
You have?
Because usually the phone is just somewhere nearby. It's on the nightstand. It's close enough. Like, please just shut it up. All right, let's get back to shut it up. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh no, that golden is fucking ain't funny. That took me out. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
I'm glad that we've gotten into some of these because I think at the end of the day, have you go?
This is a perfect segue to the next segment. Okay, let's play a fun game and hear about more of our sex do's and don'ts because, baby, we got a lot of them. Oh, man. In the spirit of keeping it spicy, we got a little rapid fire for that ass because we love a rapid fire. Okay? Listen. Okay? One of us will read the prompt and the other has to say the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready, Sylvia? Finish a sentence. My favorite part of my body is quickly.
Titties. Yours.
Perfect. Ass.
Hey.
All right.
Sex with the lights on or lights off?
On.
On.
Sometimes I like to see it.
Okay,
I
no,
got
I'm
to
surprised.
see.
I'm surprised. Like I'm happy, but you know, with you,
Yeah.
I just never know which way it's gonna go.
No, I like a little light. I like a dim light.
I like a dim. Like I don't want like bright lights, big stage.
Right.
It's falling in your face. That's how I feel. I
Right.
feel the audience just spotlight
looking.
on me. A little much.
Okay.
I prefer lights off if I had to pick between the two.
Okay. Quickie or all-nighter?
All-nighter.
Quickie. It depends, though. Okay, go ahead.
Pick your sex coach. Candy Burris or Cardi B?
Cardi B.
Why?
Cardi B quickly.
Just quickly. I just gotta know.
Because she look like she gives crazy
Guac 3000.
Yeah. It looks like she could teach you. Yeah.
I have to agree that I think I'd also go with Cardi. Because I feel like what Candy's teaching I could probably find on the internet. I feel like what Cardi's teaching, that shit's sold separately. You gotta go to the streets to figure that.
Yep. I want to go straight to the streets.
To the streets. All right.
To the streets. Unexpected turn on. Quickly.
Oh my God. Unexpected turn on. You know, the ear. Look in the ear. I thought that was nasty when I'd hear it in theory. And then somebody did it right. And I said, oh, wait a minute. The earplay is it was surprising to me. Because I'd be like, what is up with the ear?
Mine, I didn't know. Okay, so when I think of turn on, I'm thinking of like nothing physical.
Oh,
I don't know.
Like somebody did it and you didn't expect that it would turn.
But immediately I want to fuck immediately I want to fuck him. If he's chewing and you see that little bulge right there, wow! Immediately I want to do it.
You see the jaw
tonight
moving.
I want to do it right now. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Of the jaws are going.
Oh, the clench.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Favorite sex position with a partner?
Quick. Missionary. I do like missionary.
Oh, she's a missionary girl.
I am.
Missionary's fun. I think it has a bad rep for being boring, and it's not.
How?
You get a lot of depth. You know
you
what
get
I mean?
depth. You get eye contact. You get to kiss.
You can. Yes.
You can kiss. You could do all the things. All of it. Talk to each other. I can hear you. Like, I like all of that. Yeah, I think missionary is the best one. Yours. Hurry, quickly.
I enjoy missionary, but because you said it, I do enjoy reverse cowgirl. I guess I should say back. I just don't like I don't like back. From the back? From the back.
You don't like back?
Bent over. I don't like the term. It just sounds so. It just sounds so rough.
From the back.
But like, I think that for me, I think that angle allows better to the G spot for me. So like, I like it because I like missionary for like the feeling, and if like they can whatever. I think that from the back and over is sometimes nice because it's like I can feel it more from that angle.
Really? More than missionary?
Yeah. You know, all of our vaginas are different. What's your
wow?
Oh, we did it. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. When it comes to TV, sex education or Big Mouth?
Sex education. I love that show. I love Sex Education. Those kids are hilarious. How
I don't
about
know.
you?
I haven't seen any of it.
You've got to watch Sex Education on
I've never seen
Netflix.
it.
I think they're both on
I think I
Netflix.
watched an episode of Big Mouth.
Okay, it's
I see a few
animated.
episodes. Yeah. Sex Education. That's a show. That's a
Yeah, it's a
kid.
show. No, it's a
Oh.
high. It's a I can't tell if it's a British, but it's like they're in college or high school, but it's about like it's probably the most like sex positive show I've ever seen. Like not in a dark way like Euphoria, but like in like a like the main character is like his mom is a sex therapist, and they're all across the spectrum, like the LGBTIA spectrum, and like they're all having different types of sex and exploring different types of things, and like okay, best post sex meal.
No meal. Uh, no meal. Pepsi.
One thing about you gonna find a way to plug the
Some
Pepsi.
Coke.
Um, I thought
Some.
I was so funny. I thought I was gonna be just me. I just knew you were gonna say wings or something. But like, I don't like to eat after sex either. I mean, usually I be
Mm-mm.
tired. If anything, I'm just like
Yeah.
flaky.
Hopefully, I'm tired.
Hopefully I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Right.
I mean, like unless it's like more than sex, but like I'm not even hungry in the mornings usually. So like middle of the day sex is rare. I feel like for me, like just middle of the day. I mean, like it's fun, but it's been a while since I've just had somebody here in the middle of the day. I be working.
Mm-hmm. I be working
in between Zoom meetings. That's why I be
right.
It's a little risky. I swear to God, if I ever felt like you came onto a meeting after, I'd be like, I'd watch you. I wouldn't say nothing to the people. I would text you on the side like, you whore. I know where you're coming
I've done
from.
it.
I'd like that where I could tell, like you was just like fresh out the room. Like I'd be looking at you like, you little hoe.
Yeah, I've done it before.
No, I've done it. It's just maybe the camera been off. The camera's been off. If the camera was on, I could tell.
Probably the cameras was off.
I'd be like,
true.
Look at her. Okay.
Finish the sentence. My sex life in 2023 summed up in one word would be Sylvia.
That's it. That's it. That is how I.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's happening. Yep.
It's
happening. It's happening.
Okay.
It's happening. Yep.
Well,
that's it.
That's the guys. We've made it through.
That's it. We made it through. Sylvia, the LOL. This girl. I can't. I cannot and I will not.
Ooh.
But okay.
I just can't stop laughing when I think about it every time.
Sylvia.
Living my life like it's golden.
It's golden. Living my life.
I be hot stepping, y'all.
Sylvia.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment before we let you go.
Sylvia laughed and said, "That's it.
That's it. That's how I would sum it up."
All right. Before we let you go, we always want to close with a few words of affirmation that held us together over the past week. So what you got for the people this week, Sylvia?
This week, I felt like even as I was approaching recording this episode, like I knew it was a good idea. I knew it would be a fun topic. I'm glad we were able to talk about it. But I think I also found myself surprised that I even in a small way had to push past any like idea that this was like a shameful thing to talk about publicly. You know what I mean?
I can see that with you sometimes.
And so like I think that for me, as much as I believe it on the inside, it's like what's the word? Executing it or like living it or like doing like how you feel like it should be done are like two different things. I think that there's so much shaming that goes around with women with anything that brings us joy, especially when it's sex, whether it's like slut shaming or kink shaming or like telling people they're weird, or like being afraid to even voice what you really want to do in the bedroom with men or women or whoever you enjoy having sex with. Like, I think I would like more of us to remove the shame and to lean into what gives us pleasure. Life is hard to fuck enough. You understand? Like, the things that bring us pleasure, we should not be ashamed about. And we are whole and total women and people, and that includes the life we live outside of the workplace. And so I just want to remind anybody who may feel that way or may feel any type of like cowardice when it comes to expressing what brings them pleasure sexually, like, don't.
I love that because that goes right into mine.
Oh, God.
Remind that nigga to eat you out. Yep. Say it. Yeah. Ain't gonna happen. Hit it up. Stop thinking, oh, he may not be in the... Oh, it's... Do it.
Do you want?
I know you don't want to ask for it. I know it's like, oh... Nope, because niggas think shit's sweet. Nope. Do it. Absolutely. Keep going until I say I'm ready. So you got to remind, even if niggas want to come back up, come up and do that swift transition they try to do and move up, and you just put that head right back down.
Finish your job, baby. We finish your job around
Finish
here.
your job. Yeah.
And don't feel guilty about how long it takes either. Cause I know girls in their head like,
oh they feel bad. Oh,
been
it's
down there
gonna
for
be
2
long.
whole minutes.
No, absolutely.
Girl.
Because listen, because we commit to our jobs. Many of us.
Yeah.
Okay? We are tired. We are tired. Okay? You know how many massages I've had to get? So I am telling you now.
I hate you.
Ask for what you want. Immediately. Especially about the head. Immediately.
Ain't no
so
DJ
that's it.
Khaled shit happen around here, baby. To ride, you have got. You have got to pay the. You have got to
Absolutely.
get a ticket in. Okay.
Absolutely. So, in the meantime, make sure you keep up with the show online using the hashtag Scottie and Sylvia Show.
Yes, and make sure you come back for more of our show because we do it all for you, baby.
Boop. Now go get some head. Before you move on, if you like this episode, guess what? We have more for you.
Go on ahead and click on one of these videos for more Scottie and Sylvia.